mom life feels a bit like juggling, right? Some days it can be a circus, some days there's just absolute chaos going on in your living room. But here's the truth that no one tells you. Not every ball that you're juggling is made of glass. Some of these balls are plastic. And the moment that you realize which ones are which, that is when you stop feeling like everything is going to shatter if you drop it. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Moms Make Money podcast. I'm your host, Jenny. I'm the owner of Moms Make Money Collective, a podcast and visibility strategist and mom of two. Many moms feel like we need to sacrifice our careers for our children, but I wholeheartedly believe that we can have a thriving business and family at the same time. In this podcast, we're going to be diving into the ins and outs of running a business as a mom and getting real and raw about all things parenting. So buckle up because we're about to go all in. Hey, and welcome back to Moms Make Money, the podcast for ambitious moms who are building service-based businesses in the margins of motherhood. I'm Jenny, your host, and today we're talking about one of my favorite metaphors when it comes to managing life, motherhood, and business. And that is the idea of plastic balls versus glass balls. This concept has completely changed how I show up as both a mom and an entrepreneur, and I think it's going to give you a lot of freedom too. So first, let's talk about where this idea comes from. So there is a quote often attributed to a speech by a CEO about work-life balance, and it goes a little something like this. We're all juggling a lot of balls, but some are plastic and some are glass. If you drop a plastic ball, it bounces back, whereas if you drop a glass ball, it shatters. And honestly, as moms in business, this is our daily reality. We're constantly juggling things like kids, clients, launches, laundry, school pickup, appointments, groceries, you name it, we're juggling it. And the overwhelm comes from thinking that they're all equally important. But, little spoiler alert here, they're not. So here is where the magic happens. So glass balls are things that if they drop, the damage is lasting. So for me, that looks like things like my health and my mental well-being, my marriage and my family relationships, the clients that I've committed to serving, and my integrity in business. These are my glass balls. They cannot shatter. Plastic balls, on the other hand, are things that feel urgent but aren't actually fragile. So think things like posting daily on Instagram, saying yes to every single collaboration request that comes through your inbox, having a spotless house, attending every single school volunteer opportunity. If I drop those things, life goes on, they bounce. So here's the proficiency you might be needing. You do not need to hold all the balls. In fact, you absolutely can't. So let me give you a real example here. Earlier this year, I had a packed client calendar, I was planning a summit, and of course, motherhood just doesn't slow down. I had a choice, either burn myself out trying to keep up with everything, or consciously decide which balls I could drop. So I let something like Instagram posting and making sure my house was always pristine slide because no one cared. And I protected my energy and my client commitments because those were glass balls. And honestly, that decision completely saved me from burnout. So here's the kicker. What's glass today might be plastic tomorrow. When I was in the thick of maternity leave planning, client systems were glass. Everything had to run smoothly. And now, with both kids in either elementary school or daycare, my glass balls look a little bit different. This is why I always encourage my clients to check in each season. What's glass for this season of motherhood and business, and what can you let bounce? I want you to ask yourself, what is glass for this season of motherhood and business, and what can you let bounce? This isn't just about balance, it's about building a business that can last. When you know your glass balls, you make decisions that protect your capacity, your peace, and your profits. And when you let yourself drop the plastic ones, you create the space to actually enjoy motherhood and entrepreneurship instead of resenting them. So here's your homework from today's episode. Take 5 minutes today and write down your glass balls for this season. What are the non-negotiables? Then take a look at what you're juggling that can bounce. I promise, giving yourself the permission will feel like a breath of fresh air. And if you love this conversation, make sure you're subscribed to the show so you don't miss future episodes on building a profitable, sustainable business in part-time hours. Until next time, remember, you don't have to juggle it all. Just know which balls are glass and which ones are plastic. All right, I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'd love it if you would head on over to our free Facebook group called Moms Make Money Collective to connect with us further. If you're more of an Instagram fan, make sure you're following us on Instagram at Moms Make Money Collective. If you're loving the show, make sure to leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcast. Your feedback means the absolute world to us. We'll see you in the next episode.